Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce, Loaded College Football Saturday here. We have the next installment of the Shamrock Series. Notre Dame, BYU in Las Vegas. Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, technically a road game for BYU, but it's a neutral site. It's the Shamrock Series. Look-ahead line for this game was Notre Dame minus 1.5. But after what Notre Dame did to North Carolina, by Monday morning, this line's all the way up to 4, and 79% of the money is on the Irish. So everyone all of a sudden is back on the Notre Dame train. Money stays on Notre Dame all week. The line kind of bounces back and forth between 3.5 and 4. At the time I'm recording this, it's Notre Dame minus 4. Another line we need to keep an eye on. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Notre Dame minus 3.90, which gives us no lean at all because that's exactly where the books have it. So let's break this matchup down, and which Notre Dame team are we going to see? The week 1 and 2 Notre Dame or the week 4 Notre Dame? Because that Irish team that beat North Carolina, that beat the life out of North Carolina, that's a completely different football team that we saw than what we saw in week 2 against Marshall. One thing that's definitely in the Fighting Irish favor, Notre Dame dominates the Shamrock Series. If you don't know what that is, they play one game a year in a neutral stadium against a different team. And they're 10-0 in the Shamrock Series so far. They've never lost. They're also averaging 36 points a game in the Shamrock Series, only allowing 13 points a game against. But we can't just keep the spotlight on Notre Dame because Jaron Hall from BYU has been great. Look at his numbers here. 12 touchdowns, just 1 interception, 70.2% completions, over 1,400 yards passing, which is, he's 19th in the country in passing yards. Kid's been good as hell. But I really don't trust this BYU offensive line at all, especially when it comes to protecting the passer. This line is just 50th in adjusted sack rate. And they're up against a Notre Dame defensive front that's been great rushing the passer, 16th in adjusted sack rate. That's the Notre Dame defensive line. They're also 12th in the country in sacks, averaging 3.25 sacks a game. I really think this Notre Dame defense is a terrible matchup for BYU. One thing that really scares the shit out of me when it comes to BYU is they just never seem to cover spreads recently. I mean, this team's 2-6 against the spread in their last 8. They've lost 3 against the spread in a row. I mean, it's tough to back a team that just never seems to cover. Also, do you really trust the BYU defense? I mean, 56 in DFEI, 61st in yards per carry allowed, 80th allowing 163 rushing yards a game. This BYU defense is letting teams like Utah State and Wyoming score 24 points and 26 points on them at home in BYU. And they're up against the Notre Dame offensive line. Keep in mind, heading into the season, Notre Dame's offensive line was preseason ranked number 9. Now, they got off to a real slow start, but even with those bad games in there, they're still 26th in the country in adjusted line yards. Want to know where BYU's defensive front ranks in adjusted line yards? 118th. Notre Dame should absolutely bully the shit out of this BYU defensive front. In order for BYU to win this game, they're going to have to win it through the air, and they better figure out a way to keep Notre Dame's pass rush out of the backfield because the Irish boys are coming. The only numbers I found that may slightly push me towards a BYU bet are the third down numbers because Notre Dame's just been so bad. 81st in the country in third down conversions. Meanwhile, BYU's up at 39th. So third down numbers definitely go towards BYU. But if that's all I got, if that's the only thing I can find that really supports a BYU bet, I can't get there. I'm betting that the Shamrock Series dominating winning streak continues. I'm on the Irish here. I'm laying the points. Give me Notre Dame minus 4, lock it in. If anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final ticket that I do, bet of the day, underdogs of the day, parlays of the day, top 7 bets, that kind of stuff, head over to Kirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. College football Saturday, and we need a winning day. A lot of value on the board. Let's be smart. Let's reel in some units. I'll talk to you on Twitter.